higher levels to carry on. We want to give our fans a joy to be in these three countries that host the competition. This is happening for the first time. The previous World Cups that we have participated in have been single nation hosting. This is the first time three nations are going to be hosting, and it looks like FIFA is adapting that role now, because the 2030, 2030 and then 2034 is also adapting the same line. So you have Morocco, you have, I think, Portugal, and then Spain also going to host the 2032 already. So they are beginning to adapt a number of nations doing it. So maybe, who knows, the next one will be Ghana, Nigeria, and then Cote d'Ivoire coming together to also host the World Cup, and it will be good. With the level of infrastructure His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wants us to do, I believe that we together with Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire, who have already invested quite a lot because they hosted AFCON not too long ago, we can also ask for that right.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host, Sellssi, and that was the sports minister you heard at the start there, talking up Ghana's possibility of hosting a World Cup along with Ivory Coast and also Nigeria. We'll discuss that later today. But today as well, the World Cup playoff draw. We have 42 teams that have already qualified. Yesterday, I told you about Ghana's ranking as well and our ports that we're in. The new FIFA rankings have come out and they did not change anything much. Ghana moved up one spot into 72nd, remained 14th in Africa. It did not affect whether we will be in port 4 or port 3. We're still in port 4, and they're still facing the possibility of facing very tough opponents. Some of you are saying it doesn't really matter. I beg to differ. We'll look at the playoff, intercontinental playoff and the European playoff. The draws were held today. We'll look at how 4 more teams, I think 6 more teams could join and make it into the World Cup. 42 teams have qualified. 6 more slots to go. The draw is still slated for the 5th of December. As usual, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click on that notification bell to get more updates. Our football merchandise links are in the description. It goes a long way to help the channel. I'll pin it as the first comment here. We'll jump right into it and first start off from the possibility of Ghana hosting the World Cup. I don't think I need to say much about that. Really, it is possible. Morocco are doing it. It's possible. But the aggressiveness and the maintenance culture in which we need to be able to pull off something like that is not something that I think currently we have. The maintenance culture is a main issue. I heard in the manifesto, I heard in the budget 2026 about there being some stadiums being built in the various regions. Unfortunately, I don't think that is a solution. Our problem has always been maintenance of facilities we have built in the past. We saw the rot we made happen to the Cape Coast Sports Stadium. We saw what happened to the Baba Sports Stadium that led to us not having a venue and having to rush the Accra Sports Stadium to be ready. We saw what has happened to a Seapon. It only just recently opened for some sporting activities. We saw the rot of our various stadia that were used for the African Cup of Nations and most recently the Women's AFCON in 2018. We do not maintain our facilities well because there is no plan in place for them. We want to host a World Cup, 3-nation World Cup. We need to set up on that. That is when I'll believe that it is true that we can host such a competition of such magnitude. But let me know what you think in the comments box. I highly doubt the sports minister is being optimistic, as he should be. But the main reality check would be that we do not have the culture needed to maintain stadiums enough and have them at world-class quality to host such competitions. The World Cup playoff, intercontinental playoff draw was held today, and DR Congo, Iraq, Suriname, Bolivia, they are the ones who are in this one here. They now know New Caledonia. They now know what they need to do. Now, already I've told you, Iraq and DR Congo are the seeded teams. It means their rankings are high. They will not play in the semifinals. The teams that will play in the semifinals are Bolivia, Suriname, New Caledonia, and Jamaica. And as the draw was held, Bolivia will play Suriname on the 26th of March 2026. All these games will be played at the same time. New Caledonia versus Jamaica will be on the 20th of March 2026 at 7 p.m. GMT. That is when this game will be played. It will be played in Mexico, and one of the venues for the World Cup. They will be hosting the semi-final. The final will be played 5 days later on the 31st of March 2026 at 6 p.m. GMT. At the same time, for both Iraq versus the winners of match 2, which is New Caledonia versus Jamaica, and then DR Congo will face the winner of Bolivia versus Suriname. DR Congo will know that this is a possible win. They can easily go to the World Cup. Thankfully, they have just one match to think about, so they will either face Bolivia or Suriname. So it's going to be interesting what happens on that front, but we are hopeful that DR Congo makes it, and 10 African countries would be at the World Cup. I'm looking forward to see 10 African countries at the World Cup. It's going to be an amazing tournament. 48 teams. There'll be a round of 32 before a round of 16. So with a round of 32, it means that the third best placed teams will make it to the next round. Yes. There will be 8 third best placed teams that will make it to the round of 32. So, yes, I know I was all gloomy about Ghana's chances, but 3 points, a draw throughout the whole group phase could be enough to make it to the next stage. So, yes, it's possible to make it to the round of 32. The third best placed team will make it. Let's hope we do not struggle for that. And the third best placed team making it means that they will get tougher opposition in the round of 32. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Hopefully, we are not one of the third best placed teams and maybe second or first in our group. Optimistic. Fingers crossed. For the European playoffs, there are 4 paths to the World Cup. Path A, Path B, C, and D. For Path A, Italy will take on Northern Ireland, and the winner will face Wales versus Bosnia-Herzegovina. And that will the winner of those 2 games will make it to the World Cup. For Path B, Ukraine will take on Sweden. The winner will face either Poland or Albania. Then the winner of that matchup as well will make it to the World Cup. For Path C, it involves Turkey and Romania. Slovakia versus Kosovo. The winner of that semi-final and eventual final will make it to the World Cup. And Path D, New Macedonia versus Denmark, and then Czech Republic versus Ireland. The winners in that semi-final will face each other, and then that will be the final path to the World Cup. This will be how the European playoffs will work out. The draw was held today. It's going to be an interesting playoff in March. The European playoffs as well will take place in March 26th, I think, on the same day, the semi-final and the final, 26th and 31st of March 2026. By then, the draw would have been done. Ghana would have been playing in friendlies. Every other person would know where they are going to be based for the tournament, and we can have a go on that one here. And that is how I'll end it for today. Can Ghana really host the World Cup? Give you my 2 cents on it. The playoff draw has been done. What are your thoughts on it? Can DR Congo become the 10th African country to make it to the World Cup? And also the European playoffs and the paths to the World Cup. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your evening.